Hi, this is Rabbi Orlofsky with the question and answer series that we've started now, little shorts, answering all the backlog of questions that have been gathering over the years, literally. Yeah, and as I've mentioned in the past, there are different types of questions. There are very, very deep theological, hashkafic, Kabbalistic questions. Sometimes they're so big I need an entire podcast to answer it. Sometimes they're pretty short that we can answer, and sometimes they're either silly or personal, right? So sometimes I answer those, sometimes I don't. But this one has piqued my interest a little bit. Y. Horowitz asks, what's your favorite Yom Tov? And that is definitely tricky. What's my favorite Yom Tov? I'm not going to pick Shavuos. I'm not going to pick Shavuos because it's a hard day for the family. You have your Suda late, you stay up all night learning, you're falling asleep half the time, then you come back and you sleep away most of the Yom Tov. So that's to me, takes away a little bit. Simchas Torah, I don't dance very well. It's interesting, when I was a teenager, I enjoyed it much more because I was younger and I was in a shul where there was like not a lot of ruach, and I would make the dancing and make the ruach. Baruch Hashem, now I don't need to do that. I'm an old man and I shuffle along with the old people, you know, and I'm entitled to sit down every now and then and like, you know, just wave, you know. So not so much. My father's favorite Yom Tov, I would guess, was Sukkot. Because he was not Shomer Shabbos, but he built a sukkah. And when he would come home from work, it didn't matter how cold it was. He'd put on his coat and he would eat outside in the sukkah. And it was the only times I remember him opening up and talking about himself and growing up in his life. I had a very special moment. So I like Sukkot. But Sukkot is a little busy for me to really enjoy. So if I had to think for myself which Yom Tov I enjoy the most, I'm going to have to go with Pesach. Because, first of all, I even like Pesach cleaning. I like Pesach cleaning. Second of all, when we get before Pesach, and we've done all the cleaning, and we've waited 24 hours for everything not to be a ben yoima, you know, then I usually have at least one of my kids come in and help. And we put I start boiling up the water. I have to bring out my Pesach kettle, boiling up water, and get my hot rock. I take out my little gas grill there, and I heat up the rocks. And I'm sitting there boiling hot water with a hot rock all over. The danger factor is just absolutely tremendous, you know. And you have to keep wiping it up because there's flood everywhere, you know. And then when it's all done, I open up the Pesach cabinet, which, by the way, was a major change in my life. We used to keep all the Pesach stuff in the back of the machzan, so when we wanted to get it, we had to empty out the machzan, take out all the stuff, put everything back in. At the end of Pesach, you had to empty it out again, put everything in the bag, and put it back again. So when we redid the kitchen, we built a big cabinet with all of our Pesach stuff, including our Pesach oven. Because I've never been able to clean an oven good enough that I would use it on Pesach. So we just bought a whole new oven, and we just unplug our oven and wheel it out and put it in our Pesach oven. And then we cover all the counters. A good friend of the show, Yitzi Shapiro, asks me every year, if you kasher the counters, and it's a granite counter, if you kasher the counters, then why do you cover them? And if you cover them, why do you kasher them? And the answer I give is, because I don't kasher very well and I don't cover very well, so I figure between the two I'll be okay, you know? And I bring out my Pesach covers, and we start bringing out the little Pesach appliances and the kalim, and I just love it. And I happen to love matzah, and I love the Pesach food that we make, and I love the Pesach Seder, and it's just, to me, it's just one big party, you know? I know there are people who go into a panic right after Pesach's over, they have to run out and get chametz. Not me. I could say Pesach for a few weeks. I enjoy it very much. So I have to go with that. And that's why I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm making a Pesach program this year in the Nov Kinneret, because I so much want to share my Pesach experience with other people that I'm willing to sacrifice having my Pesach at home, which I enjoy. My kids keep telling me, you're too old, you and Ima are too old to make Pesach. And I said, I love Pesach in my house. But what can we do? We have too many people. Not just my family, but all of you. So hopefully you'll come and join us this Pesach. And we need sponsors for this Rabbi Orlofsky show, the Parsha in 5, and the question and answer. Please go to my website, RabbiOrlofsky.com. And until next time, I am David Orlofsky.